Let's see who's first. All right. So again, I do a few vids every Monday, or at least one video. I've been doing 2 characters on Overwatch. So we're done with all the defensive characters. Now we're going to get into the tank class. So the first character we're going to talk about this evening and this day and on this video is going to be D.Va, who is my second or my off tank when I play tanks. She's always my second choice on tanks. She's very versatile. The first thing I like to do when I start these videos is number one, I like to put it on a regular video format like this. And what we're gonna do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about D.Va, her abilities, her skills, maybe some tips, tricks, other things like that to you know, utilize while tanking with her. Okay. So first thing is abilities. So fusion cannon, left click is her free, no reloading machine gun. She has a self-destruct with Q, and then she can get back in her mech with the same button. So when she gets out of the mech to make it self-destruct, it explodes, so she has to get out of it. To get back in the mech after it explodes, you hit Q to recall the mech, or after your mech's been destroyed and you've rebuilt that, and we'll go over that. Boosters is shift, that gives her a high-speed boost. Defense matrix is her right click, that absorbs damage. E is her new ability that they updated, which is micro missiles, and then she can eject when her mech is destroyed. So the first thing is, this is her left click. This is all you get. You get these spread out shots, right? So obviously the further away, the less it hits the target. The closer up, the more it's going to hit them, right? So if somebody's right in front of your face, they're going to get it. If they're spread out, they're not going to get it as fast. So let's see. Let's start back here. So as you can see, far away, terribly ineffective, right? Wow, yeah, it takes a while, right? So if we're up on somebody's grill and we're tanking them, boom, you can see it's much more effective, right? So she's more effective close range shooting somebody in the face than far away. All right, and then let's check out her rockets, her E ability. Boom, 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 boom. So that whittles them down pretty good. We got 5 seconds. I'm gonna see if it works better close up. Nope, does about the same amount of damage, right? So obviously if you're far away, it's still going to be pretty effective as close range will be. So getting your left click close up is super effective. Far away, as you can see, the shots landing on the wall, they're pretty spread out, right? So you need to be closer up to do more damage if need be. You can see her Q ability is already up and running, right? So Q, her special ability is pretty simple. We're going to go over that later, but first I want to show you another ability. So when I stand in front of bullets, so she takes and absorbs the damage, but as you can see with the bar on the right here, it goes away pretty quickly. They nerfed that pretty recently, a couple patches ago I think, because it used to last longer and take the damage, but now you can only have it up literally like only a couple seconds. But it does absorb some damage. If you see somebody throwing out an ability, you can take that damage, so it is a minor shield for her as a tank. The next ability is her shift, which is a boost, right? So if I need to get up somewhere pretty high, boom, that's how I can get there. Bam, right? Now I'm going to show you something with her special ability. Her special ability, if I hit Q, I'm just going to pop out and it's going to sit right here, right? But almost nobody does that unless it's situational. Most people combine the shift key with the Q. And what I mean by that is they'll hit shift like this, and then they'll hit the Q button. Now, if I'm moving forward like that, it's going to continue to move forward like that, and it's going to explode. So it's going to go forward, it's going to fall, and it's going to explode, right? So what some people do is, like, let's say these are all the enemies, right? What they'll do is they'll literally go straight up, right? And then they'll shoot it straight up, right? Okay, so it's still going to kill them. It has a radius that surrounds it like a sphere. I can tell you that at this level, you're not going to want to go up that high, right? What you're probably going to want to do, so let's get back in her mech with Q. So that's how you get back in her mech after you use it, is you hit the Q button. Or if it gets destroyed, you have to build up your special again. Like, see how it's building right now, 8%, so on and so forth. So let's kill some more bots. Oh, and we just flew off the edge because we're terrible. So you can't go too far sometimes. You can also knock people off the edge that way. So maybe I'll be able to utilize that and show you how that works. I don't know if I could do it on Let's see if I could do that. I'm going to try to hit him from here. No, not far enough. Or not close enough. But you can knock people off the side with that ability. So you can get an environmental kill with that. So, as you can see, I knocked him off the edge. Right? We knocked him off. So you can use her for environmental kills like that. Again, we're going to get the special built up. E is her rockets. Again, those will go where you aim them. So you will need to aim them on the target. They're not heat-seeking or homing rockets. They are just wherever you shoot them, right? Alright, so there's that. We're just getting our special ability built up because I want to show you guys again with the shift key, right? Because this is probably one of her best combos is the shift key and her special, right? So all my enemies are down there, right? So I'm hitting around a corner. A good thing to do with her, if you have this available, you want to kind of sneak up on the enemy because they're going to know they're going to get blown up. So if they're around a corner and they hear you and they see it coming, they're just gonna boom. If they're not completely bad, they're gonna boom. They're gonna corner because the explosion has to directly hit them. If they're tucked behind a wall, or if they're tucked behind an object that's bigger than your explosion, like let's say this pillar's here and I tuck behind it and the explosion's up there, like right up here, it's not gonna hit me because I'm tucked behind that pillar. It's not gonna. I'm gonna take 0 damage from that. So here we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to angle this right. I'm going to not shift straight, but I'm going to shift up angled a little bit. Not completely up like I did last time. So I'm going to shift. I'm going to hit Q. It's going to launch it forward. Bam. Right? Wow, I only got one bot there. So as you can see, her explosion only has a certain radius. So it's not going to kill everything but in a certain distance, right? So what we'll try to do is we'll try to get that back. Now we're in her non-mech form where she has a pistol, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back in my mech, but then I'm going to show you how long it takes to build back up to get in your mech. So I'm going to let them destroy my mech right here. I'll just stand here and let him do it. While these guys don't do shit for damage, I'll tell you that. So we're going to let them destroy the mech. She is a tank, so she has a bigger health pool. All the tanks have more health. So if you're a player that you like to do damage, but you also like to protect everybody, tanks are your characters to play. And D.Va's a good tank. I feel she's a great attack tank, but her shield is super low quality. There's better shield tanks out there if you literally want to absorb damage. I would more go for a Reinhardt or an Orisa to absorb damage. They're probably the maximum damage absorbers. She's more of an attack tank. If you're playing on attack, she's a good tank. I would say for defense, she can still be a good tank. But as far as shielding is concerned, there's better shield tanks out there. All right, so boom. Now, my health pool just went down to 150 from 600. And as you can see, my Q button reset, right? So in order for that to build up faster, boom, headshots. Her pistol does a lot of damage if you can land them headshots. Much more than her left click at range, right? So far away, I can still do pretty decent damage. I still do about the same damage, but you have to land those shots. You can't be as bad as I am with the aiming. As you can see, I'm very terrible with some D.Va aiming out of the mech, right? So I would say typically if you're trying to build this, trying to build up to get back in your mech, I would definitely stand behind your other tank or get behind a good DPS player so that way you're not taking it in the face because, again, she's only got 150 health pool. So the next thing we're going to try to get another ultimate off. And, again, remember her E rockets, they're very effective, but you have to be ahead of your target. There I clearly wasn't. Because they're slower, they're not very fast. Her left click is pretty spot on. Like, pretty much when you're aiming at something, you're going to hit it. Her rockets, you have to be in front of the target to be able to hit it every time, basically. Alright, so we got our Q ability up. So I'm going to try again with the Q. But I'm going to pretend like I'm coming in the side here, right? Like, I know all my enemies are over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift Q right there. Bam, we got a triple kill right there. So you can see they have to be within the explosion's radius. It is a sphere, so if it's a little higher, it's good. Where that's important is if you're fighting, let's say, a Pharah. If there's an enemy Pharah that you're trying to get in the mix of that kill, they're going to be up typically a little higher than their team is. So if you want to kill the Pharah, who's like, let's say, up here, and the rest of the team down here, you'd want to launch that, mid-range. If you're really trying to solo ult a Pharah and maybe a Mercy together combo, then yeah, you're gonna want to, you know, shoot it up high at them. Some more tips: if you are attack tanking, you know, if your DPS behind you, you want to eat some abilities with your right click. Just keep that in mind. You do want to eat a few bullets for your peeps, so that way you can get in a good position to attack. That's a good tip. Again, your rockets, they're not homing rockets. You have to be pretty much spot on with those rockets to get them to be effective. Otherwise, you're just missing shots with the rockets. Shift key, again, another thing, it can put you in an area where you want to be. Like, let's say I want to tank up here. Just want to get some enemies. Again, it's good to get in front of, say, one of your healers or somebody that you can take some damage for with D.Va. Again, I highly recommend her on attack. I would pick different tanks on defense. If I'm taking a defense game where I'm defending a point or defending anything, I'm going to pick a more tanky shielding tank rather than a D.Va. I feel she's more of an attack tank. So you guys can make sure to leave some comments on the video, any tips or tricks that you might have. Make sure you leave that on the video I put up on YouTube, and you can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, all Beats for President. So make sure you catch this video, and I'll see you guys later. Well, we got 1908 chat.